Right.
And the vision for AGI then should just be something which like just looks at sensory data, looks at the computer screen, and it just like figures out what's going on from scratch. I mean, if a human was put in a similar situation, had to be trained from scratch. Well, I mean, this is like a human growing up or an animal growing up. So why shouldn't that be the vision for AI rather than like this thing where we're doing millions of years of training?
I think that's a really good question. And I think, so Sutton was on your podcast and I saw the podcast and I had a write-up about that podcast almost that gets into a little bit of how I see things. And I kind of feel like I'm very careful to make analogies to animals because they came about by a very different optimization process. Right. Animals are evolved and they actually come with a huge amount of hardware that's built in. And when, for example, my example in the post was the zebra gets born and a few minutes later it's running around and following its mother. That's an extremely complicated thing to do. Yeah. That's not reinforcement learning. That's something that's baked in. And evolution obviously has some way of encoding the weights of our neural nets in ATCGs. And I have no idea how that works, but it apparently works. So I kind of feel like brains just came from a very different process.